Hello, you. It's me. And I apologize for the very flawed view that you're getting right now, but I've been sick. I don't feel good. So I just wanted to get this out there because I found it incredibly disturbing. And I just wanted to share it with you and get your opinion as well. This dude is Simu Liu. I think that's how you say it. And he is part of a show called Dragon's Den, which here in America is Shark Tank. This is in Canada, and it's also called that in the UK. Anyway, in Canada, this guy, Simu, is one of the possible investors. And these two people went on the show who were obviously French Canadian, and they started this Canadian drink company for boba tea, and this guy had a problem with it because apparently it was originated in Taiwan. It's a Taiwan drink, and so it's cultural appropriation for a couple, or two people from French Canada to make up a drink and sell it. Now, they were doing really well for the past 2 years, doubling their profits from the first year to the second. And they were just looking for someone to invest so that they could expand. And I think, yeah, that's reasonable. They've already proven that people like the drink. That's great. So this guy says, why isn't there an explanation on the can that says that this originates in Taiwan, this is a Taiwanese drink? Why doesn't it say anything about that? It just shows a can with ingredients, but it doesn't talk about its history, and that's cultural appropriation. Now, first of all, I have a huge problem with cultural appropriation because I think it's dumb as fuck. All right? I don't like it. It's like, oh, white people can't wear dreads. Yes, they can if they have the hair for it, because guess what? They wore braids and dreads in Scandinavian countries. I mean, just shut up. I'm so sick of this dumb shit. It's so stupid. And why not share different cultures with different people anyway? It's the dumbest thing ever. So apparently one of the other Dragon's Den investors said they were going to invest in this drink and then backstepped and pulled out because of all the controversy, because this dude says it's cultural appropriation. I ask you, how many cans or bottles of Coke have you seen on the label that explains the history of Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Fanta? You don't see it because no one cares. It's just a drink. If someone said, oh yeah, Coca-Cola was originally in the United States, that's where it was created, and oh, did you know they used to actually put cocaine in it? Holy shit. Sure, that's an interesting thing. But you can get not cocaine. Sorry. You can get Coca-Cola around the world. It is a world drink. Now, am I going to say somebody in Africa can't drink Coca-Cola because it was originated in the United States? No, it's daft. It's stupid. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And if two people in French Canada who can come up with a boba drink that is so good that they doubled their money in 2 years. They made like 1 million the first year, 2 million the second. I mean, are you kidding? That's amazing. It must be a really good drink. Now, I hate boba drinks. I think boba tea is disgusting. It's not my thing. That's not to say, that's neither here nor there. How I feel about boba tea doesn't matter. But the fact that they have generated so much interest and people like it so much, they even say that the recipe comes from their Taiwanese partner, someone who lives in Taiwan. They get a lot of their ingredients from there to make it, which is awesome. Or at least the boba part. Anyway, I'm just so sick of people throwing out this cultural appropriation garbage. I mean, honestly, this guy, he's wearing a button-up shirt and jeans. Okay? On jeans, is there a long explanation about where jeans came from, how they came about, and how the cowboys used to wear them? Because you didn't have to wash them as much. They could get dusty and all you do is brush them off. They're durable, and that's why they wore them. I mean, why do you need an explanation if you just want to get a refreshing drink that you enjoy? Is it interesting to know the history of something like that? Sure. And if the makers of that boba tea said, you know what, why don't we put a little blurb there that explains where this came from? Well, sure, that would be kind of cool. While I'm drinking it, I might look at the can and, oh, that's interesting. Sure, but to make such a fuss about it that here, this post comes from CNN, and it was all around. They blasted these people so hard. Cultural appropriation, death threats. Unbelievable. That's why the investor from Dragon's Den probably pulled out, although she claims that it's because it no longer seemed viable. Yeah, because everybody hated these French Canadian people because they're appropriating someone else's culture. No, maybe they just like the drink. Maybe they said, hey, you know, I might be able to make this even better or a little different, but still the same idea, and people will love it. And they obviously did. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's like pizza. People say, oh, pizza originated in Italy. No, actually, pizza originated in the United States. They took the idea of something that the Italians were making and then made their own version of it. What's wrong with that? I think that's beautiful. And to say, oh yeah, this is pizza, which, you know, who hasn't had a delicious piece of pizza? You know, they say, yeah, this originated from this Italian restaurant that I went to once, and it was so good, I replicated it a little differently. This is my version of it. What do you think? Great! That's wonderful. But to put the stamp of cultural appropriation? Are you insane? That's so dumb. The next thing they're going to say, oh, you can't drink water because it's cultural appropriation, because ancient people in Egypt drank it. I mean, you know, it's so hard sometimes to get my words out, especially when I got a little bit of a headache, not feeling great. But this just angers and frustrates me so much because it's so dumb. Once again, hey, if you want to tell a little story about the drink, fine. But who really cares? They just want something to drink because they're thirsty. They want something a little bit refreshing to continue on with their day. It's not important. This guy, Simu, seems to think it's extremely important that everybody has to know where boba tea comes from. I'm not sure why. But somebody knows, he knew, and he shared it. Now I know. I'm sharing it. Now you know. Does it matter where the drink came from? If it's a good drink that was based on a different drink, does it matter? It's so stupid. And I don't know. It could be a generational thing that there may be people who argue this point with me. And I'll be honest with you, I would like to see what your argument is. Because two people developed a drink that got really popular, people really liked it. What's wrong with that? It's based on another drink from somewhere else. Cool. But what's wrong with that? I don't see where all this fuss is. I don't see the cultural appropriation. It's a drink. It's a drink. Like I said, you want to throw in a little, I don't know, paragraph about the origin of the drink, fine. But is that even their drink? It's a boba tea drink. But is it the same as the one that you get in Taiwan? I know that a lot of it comes from Taiwan, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe that could be an interesting blurb on the can or the bottle or whatever it's in. But once again, do you care? Do I care? Not really. You want to give me a little info? Sure. But don't shove it in my face. And it's not cultural appropriation. It's just sharing. We're sharing stuff. Cool. What's wrong with that? I hope I got all my points out. Anyway, please, you tell me, do you think cultural appropriation is real or appropriate? I don't think it is. We're one world. We should share everything and share foods and share drinks and etc., etc. And I find this so irritating. Please let me know what you think. Anyway, that's all I got to say.